Excellent. Hello, world. How are you doing? Hope you are doing well. We're gonna play some Dungeons and Dragons today, and hopefully you will be entertained to Dungeons and Dragons. Here we are, poorly seated in a bad position, but hopefully now you can see me and hear me. And we will start by playing. As always, please remember that the world is a big and complicated place, and that the best thing that you can probably do right now is to make sure that you are listening to and supporting others, people who are not like you, getting other perspectives on your life, be they LGBTQIA or BIMPOC or other things. Please make sure that you are exposing yourselves to their viewpoints and listening and learning from those people about the state of the world, because it's rough. Also, it's Father's Day, and if you're the type of person who has a good relationship with your father, then don't forget to call him and say, "Yo, Happy Father's Day," or whatever. Okay, let's just play some Dungeons and Dragons. So y'all leveled up. Let's do a quick round robin and just see what everyone took as their leveling up stuff. Celexa, hey, how you doing? What'd you take as a level 4 character?
I took what would probably be my last level of Warlock.
Mm.
And
What's Nick as the core character?
Oh, weird.
Oh, someone's stream is on in the background.
Oh, one second. I see what's going on.
No worries. It happens.
I just opened Twitch in the background, and then it had the echo. Anyways, that was very confusing. I was not sure what was going on. So yeah, I took what will probably be my last level of Warlock, and that is going to do a couple of things. So my Warlock spell slots are now level 2, second level instead of first level. I picked up invisibility as a spell, and also I traded Expeditious Retreat for Misty Step as a spell as well.
Sometimes better, sometimes worse, depends.
Yeah, for sure. Well, my main rationale for that was that it's not concentration.
Better.
Yeah. And then for my Pact boon, I chose something called Pact of the Chain, and that means that I have I can cast Find Familiar as a ritual spell, and also have some special options for the kinds of familiars that I can have. So that probably won't come into play until at least until our next game day, because it takes at least an hour, I think, to do that. Yeah. But that's a cool thing.
Nice.
And then I think that's about it. Yeah.
It sounds about like everything. That's a lot. That's more than most people are going to get this level. So that's the nature. Next up in my row of people, Caliban. Hey.
Hi. There we go. Hi. So I took another level in Cleric, still in Order Cleric. And I took a feat. I took the Observant feat, which boosts my Wisdom score +1 up to 20. And I can read lips, and I have a +5 bonus to my passive perception and investigation scores, which makes my passive perception 22.
Nice. I will also add that
Can you all hear Matt? Okay. I can't hear Matt. That's very strange.
That is very strange.
It's on my end.
Hear me now? Can you hear me now? Or now?
I'll have to leave and come back, I think.
Okay, no worries. I'm going to keep moving forward. Awesome then. Winona. Nova, what did you take at level 4?
I'm still I'm not a ranger. I'm still a fighter. And I took the Prodigy feat, which I took a skill of persuasion. I took alchemist tools to help with sampling blood. I took Kavanian as a language.
Nice.
And I took expertise in insight.
Nice. Okay. Well, I'm going to say that all of that together is an incredibly good package. I feel like they insulted your intelligence by not giving you books, and you are just like proving them wronger and wronger and wronger every session, and it's great. I totally approve. That's fantastic. Good stuff. Okay. Yeah, good package. And Thea.
Okay, so I got to get ability score improvements, which I put into 1 point into Constitution, so now at least my modifier is +2.
Nice.
And that brings up my hit points too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I also put one in intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
I did it last week, so I don't did, but
fair enough.
Like that.
Fair enough. You gave yourself 2 +1s and 2 different abilities. The one thing with con that I always like to double check that is that it is retroactive as well. So not only are future hit points leveled up, but you actually get +3 from the 3 levels you already had.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then last but not least, our running man, Timothy.
I took a feat, Lucky, which will let me make my own luck in the world here. Hopefully.
Yes. Cool. So I love Lucky as a feat. It's one of my favorite feats. It's really powerful, obviously. In general, I think that there is something that I want to always make sure that we do, if we can, on stream. Maybe not all the time, but at least enough of the time to make it feel good. Is I like to make sure that you are lucky narratively. It doesn't mean just rolling the dice. It means like, you shoot an arrow and like you miss, but then you re-roll. It means that it ricochets off the pot that's hanging over the tree and happens to bump into the guy. Like it's a physical characteristic of the world. It's not just like I'm lucky with dice because I can roll twice sometimes. So we have to always make sure that we're coming up with stories, no matter how ridiculous they are. You're lucky, right? We think like there's an X-Men character, I think, in the 80s, probably. Longshot. There you go. That's who it is. Who can manipulate luck. So think about it from that perspective, always trying to make sure that you are embracing those things. Excellent. Okay, cool. Well, so when last we left our heroes...
Did we get everything from Caliban? I thought...
Oh.
Did we get a full brief from Caliban?
Oh, yes. Caliban took Observant.
Yeah, that's it.
And I had something to say to that.
Oh, okay.
But what did I have to say to that? I may have now forgotten what I was going to say.
Past Perception 22 is
right. Yeah. Which is insane, of course. If you have comprehend languages cast upon you, then you can read the lips of people speaking other languages as well. So it's not just your own language. So that we have buffed that spell. Cool. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. So when last we left our heroes, we were divided into a group and a singleton. A group of 4 of you were at a party and or ritual, and you guys discovered that the ritual was actually a sacrifice of some sort, and that some poor schlub is going to get sacrificed. And you're at this party, and you're meeting all sorts of weird and unusual beings and people from faraway places and other lands that say weird things and are weird in the way that they talk to people and exist in weird places. Meanwhile, Timothy ran away and went and chat with some old dude and discovered not only was the ritual there to sacrifice people, but part of it was going to be wiping your guys' memories. Thus, again, I think proving that enchantment magic really should take the place of necromancy as the evilest of magics. 100% true. And instead of asking any questions about that, Timothy just knew immediately, instinctively, this is a bad thing, and turned around and started running full speed back to the party and ritual. So we know that the ritual is going to begin in about 20 minutes or so, but I wanted to give you guys a chance to see where you guys are at and what you guys want to do. But before we do that, I want to start with Timothy. Timothy, for a while you were debating taking the mobility feat, but you did not. And so this is an endurance test for you. This is not just something that you can automatically skedaddle by because you don't have a feat that narratively makes you faster. So instead, it's going to be an athletics check. And if you succeed this athletics check, you will actually get back to town before the ritual begins.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
Nicely done. Okay, cool. Well, then we will bring you in at some point.
Cool.
Various scenes.
I had some other thoughts too, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
As I'm running, I don't know how long of a run it is, but I figure I have a lot of time to think as I'm doing so. And I think I'd like to use some ranger type stuff. And I'd like to, as I'm running, I'd like to focus and see if there are any animals near me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there definitely are. Plenty.
Are there any winged animals?
Yes, plenty. You're in woods. There's birds of various sorts. Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering if I could snatch up some small winged creatures as I'm running.
Sure, yeah. Make a survival roll.
Okay.
Yeah, so like you're thinking doves, you're thinking pigeons, you're thinking crows?
Absolutely, like doves or yeah, anything that you might release at a ceremony.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can grab a bunch, I would say. You're very good at this. This is not something that you're not trained to do. You are quite trained to do this. So as Timothy is running full speed through the woods, back towards town, it's nighttime, so a lot of these things are in nests. So you just quickly climb up a tree and grab a bird or two out of a nest, and then skip down the tree, and then there's another one. And you climb up that tree and grab a couple more. So yeah, you've got a small swarm of birds.
Great, thank you.
No problem. We'll say starlings. Starlings, okay?
Yeah.
Felt thematically appropriate. Excellent. Back to our party. Let's just do a quick round robin and see where everyone is, who anyone wants to talk to. More or less, think of yourself as getting like one conversation in before the ritual, if that's okay with people. If someone really needs to, then make the first one snappy, and we'll see what we can do. Celexa, you look eager to start.
Okay, so Celexa is I mean, she's really enjoying herself. She hasn't been to a party like this in a long time, right? Well, and she's never been to a party exactly like this, like all these crazy people and everything. Like, this is a shindig. It's great. So she's probably like, she's been drinking a bit for sure. She's having a good time. I think she is going to find, sorry, 1 second. Where is that? I think she might actually see if she can seek out a mind flayer. See if there's one around here. Maybe even the one that she that came to visit Numa.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, that is easily done. Yes. In fact, the one that is there visiting, that was there to visit Numa earlier, who you tricked into being there to visit Numa, is in fact there, standing there. It's got a couple of Ortlings around it. It's little sort of large servants, and seems to be having a conversation with an elf with remarkably long and like ears that are so long that they're not even pointed; they're curved, bend backwards. It's quite an extreme look on this elf. Let's see. I have the name in my notes. Hold on. Does anyone remember the name that I gave it a while ago, last week?
Allura, I believe.
Allura is the elf. But that's not the Mind Flayer's name.
Oh, Rel.
Rel, thank you. Ah, that's right. There he is. Rel, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Evan, for keeping better notes than me.
What language are they having the conversation, or are they in the conversation in?
Yeah, it sounds like formal 20.
Oh, okay.
The common language of right now.
Sorry, I was losing a dog there for a second.
No
worries. Okay, great. So yeah, I think I think that Celexa will kind of sort of sidle up casually, and can she hear what they're talking about? Like, what's the topic of the conversation?
Yeah, it seems to be criticism of the Kava. They are discussing and disliking the fact that the Kava is shutting down this such efficient trade port. Obviously it's within their purview and prerogative to do so, but it's not something that I approve. It's not something that I personally approve of. There's so much to be gained, don't you think, Rel? And then Rel sort of responds psionically, so you can't overhear him. But yeah, that's sort of what she. Yes, you're so right. It's very. I feel like there must be some reason for it that I've never fully understood. They've been doing it this way every 100 years, roughly.
Celexa is just gonna kind of like, she's just gonna sidle up a little closer, and she's just gonna kind of like, throw herself in there, and she's just gonna say, "Oh yeah, I know, right? Like it seems ridiculous. All you guys having to leave. Why? The party's just getting started. Like, why should you have to leave now? It's absurd."
Yes, quite right. You're one of the chosen, right? And the Mind Flayer then opens up the conversation to include both of you psionically.
Okay.
And and he says, "Greetings."
Oh, thank you. Nice to see you again. Celexa does not look the same as she did when he saw her, so he would not know who she is. But she's gonna leave it cryptic.
Depends on whether she's reading your mind or not.
That's right. But she's gonna leave it cryptic for the moment. And she's gonna say, "Yeah, well, as far as I'm concerned, this place is just getting interesting. I can't believe they hid you guys from us. So I've got one question: what's gonna happen to the tower? What's gonna happen to that place?" He gestures to the tower. What, when you guys leave, is it just gonna be empty?
Yes, for some time. They'll prevent people from landing for a while and just leave it as a large empty monument to things in the past, and then eventually, I mean, well, if it's anything like the last several times, then slowly they'll start allowing people back in at some point.
What a waste, right? It seems like such a magnificent structure, and there must be all kinds of interesting things in there as well. Tell me, how do you? It's so tall. How do you know how to get around in there? How do you know where to go?
Oh, well, I don't. I just have assistance for that sort of thing. And then the Mind Flayer speaks up and says, "There is a guidebook."
Oh, that's so handy. Is the guidebook must be something that's on the first floor, on the 10th floor, or something?
There are several copies. The pattern is consistent.
Good to know. Well, would you happen to know where just a humble chosen one could get her hands on the guidebook? Considering that, I could ask. Who would I ask? If I don't mind, if you don't mind suggesting.
One of the Kava Knights.
One of the Kava Knights. Okay, thank you so much. I assure you that if we do happen to stumble across what's the name of the what was the name of the group that was up there, the Mind Flayer group, the Illithid Collective?
The Illithid Collective, yeah.
if I assure you that if we do happen to stumble across the lair of the Illithid Collective, we will be nothing but respectful.
Bring goods to trade.
We shall. I think that's all that Celexa has to ask.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Okay, Nova, let's check in with you.
Nova was just talking to Jedthro, the Eye Stalk man.
Mm-hmm.
And
a beholder.
Yes. And she figured out where Masozi is.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to book it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you head over to Masozi. He is very clearly in disguise. But the beholder pierced the disguise. The beholder's eyes can see through it because it's a magical illusion. So you go over there and you see Masozi appears to be a large blue humanoid, not like his normal self, but that's what the beholder pointed at, and so that is who's there.
I walk up and say, "Nice party, huh?"
Yes, it is.
Would be a shame if something happened to it.
Quite right.
I lean over and say, "I know it's you. What are you doing here?"
How did you pierce my disguise?
I've friends with good eyesight.
It matters. I do not wish to be seen or discovered.
Okay, but for real, what are you doing here? What are you going to do?
Tonight is the night of the ritual.
Yes.
I will not miss it.
So you're just here to watch?
That is how I would say yes. And
you don't have plans to, like, break things or kill people or...
I would not disrupt the ceremony of this. It is too important.
Can I check insight for him?
Yeah, absolutely. Insight's particularly hard because he's inside a disguise, so the only thing you can do is check the wavering or quivering of his voice. He's inside a magical disguise that you can't see through. But please roll an insight check nonetheless. Mm-hmm. Yeah, his voice is steady, and he seems a little annoyed at the idea of interrupting the ceremony.
Okay. And where are you staying right now?
The woods outside of town.
With your grandpa?
No relatives to speak of.
Really? That's strange. Not that
I mean, I have relatives. Just none of them I'm not staying with any of them.
Oh, okay. Just in the woods, but not with anyone that's related to you. Okay, got it. How can I track you down if I need to talk with you?
You shouldn't.
Okay. What are your plans? Because we heard you did some pretty fishy stuff when you were here last.
I leave the fishy things to Timothy.
Ha ha ha. Okay, but seriously, what are your plans now that you're back?
Do you no longer trust me?
Well, honestly, at this point, I don't trust anyone here.
That is good.
So you're here. That applies to you now. Do you have any plans to kill any more people, or what's going on? Why did you want to come back?
I have plans. I am working towards them. They do not involve you. Yet.
Do they involve killing more people?
That is all I will say for now.
Hmm.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice. If I were an infecting race and wished to supplant systems of power, then I would aim for the systems of power. And that is what I would take over. And that is what I would do. Things that have no power are, from my perspective, unlikely to be taken over.
And from your perspective, just to clear all the bases, are you infected?
I am not.
Can I roll for insight again?
Yep.
Not so good.
He's not at all offended or bothered by the question.
Okay.
He almost like looks at you like approvingly, like, I'm glad you were like the type of person who's willing to ask that question directly.
All right. Let's see, do I have more questions? Staying in the woods. Not killing anyone yet. Maybe not. What do you know about this ceremony?
It's a ritual. It is done every once in a while to grant us a clean slate, as it were, a freshening up.
And what does that mean?
This world is not ready for what is outside. And so we protect it. And we protect it in part by limiting exposure to this world and by more or less blocking its existence from the universe every 100 years. It weakens over time, and people can find it again or find their way in, but it is important that we renew the spells ever so often to prevent some truly horrific things.
And is that why everyone has to leave?
Yes. All of them will forget what they have learned. Not be able to find it even if they can remember. This will disappear from their consciousness.
The Kavanians or the world or both?
Both. Well, not the Kavanians. Okay. Ours is to protect.
So they forget about our world?
Yes.
Okay. And what effects does that have on Earth? Or on whatever this place is? Shimmering Seas?
Depends.
Any effect on me?
Roll an insight check.
Okay.
You see the big blue creature's eyes flick up to your forehead for like a second and then look back down and then says, you should be fine.
Okay. I kind of leave him, but I keep an eye on him for the entire rest of the party.
Sure, yeah, roll a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah. I will get back to you in just 1 second. But I'm gonna go check in with Thea. Hey, Thea.
Hey.
How you doing?
Doing good.
Good.
I think, yeah, Thea is not particularly comfortable at such a swaggy party. So I think she's kind of going to her comfort zone and like looking at things like the spoons and like seeing, just like trying to guess how valuable they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Stuff like that.
Yeah, why don't you roll an investigation check? Sure. Yeah, this is definitely the swankiest party you've ever been at. Even the spoons are like well made enough and embossed and engraved enough that you would imagine that even like the cheapest little spoon that they're using to like stir tea or whatever is probably like 2 to 3 gold, or like $40 to $60. So everything here is expensive, and I think I think you're going through all this when someone says, "Seems like a waste, doesn't it?"
The spoons?
The whole party. And there's a female dwarf next to you. Just looking at you look at these things.
Yeah, it's a lot to spend on just all these things for one party.
Especially on people who aren't going to remember it tomorrow.
What's that?
He points at some people who are very clearly wealthy and are very clearly very...
Oh, yeah. Big hangover day tomorrow for some of them, huh?
Clearly. What's your name?
I'm Thea.
Oh, local.
No, I'm from Sonera.
Right. Yeah. Hey, I'm well, let's see. You can call me Alika, I guess. Yeah, let's go with that.
Do you change your name a lot?
Yeah, every 2 to 3 days.
Oh. Why do you do that?
Well, I feel like the name is sort of like associated with like who you are, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so like if I am not who I am anymore, then I feel like I should have a new name.
Do you change who you are?
I try. You know, just grow as a person.
Sure. Makes sense, I think.
Works for me.
Where are you from?
Fall through.
Is that close by?
She points at the moon.
Ah. So do you have to leave today?
Yeah. Well, I'm granted like a little bit of special dispensation. But yeah.
Why do you have a special dispensation?
Oh, well, you know, I work for the Kava.
What do other people do here?
Keep an eye on things. Judge how people are doing. See how society progresses.
Wow. What a job.
It's a weird one.
Okay. So, you looking forward to this ceremony?
Not really. I mostly came for the cheese. Have you had these? And she like grabs a thing of cheese and like offers it to you.
Oh yeah, these are really good.
Yeah, it's like a fresh goat cheese. It's really good.
Yeah, I've already had about 15 of them.
Nice. That's what I'm here for. Probably won't even stick around for the ceremony. Just saw you standing here and looking at these things, and just thought I'd tell you that I thought it was a waste. It's nice to meet you, though. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I agree, Alika. Yeah, it's nice to meet you too.
And she sort of nods, and the dwarf sort of turns and walks away. Caliban.
Hi. Is Abdul Kamar at this party? At the ceremony?
Yes, he is.
Um,
He
can
is
I?
standing in one corner. He's got a group of people around him, and he seems to be like reciting something to them.
Okay.
Something about rituals and patterns and repetition and the significance of honoring the past and being who we were.
Great. I'll walk up and stand in the back and listen.
Yeah. He's a really good orator. You definitely don't agree with the philosophies he's necessarily preaching, but you know he's doing it well, and you can see how some people might find solace or comfort in some of the things that he's saying. It's very tradition minded, and like we can't understand everything that came from the past, but we certainly can learn from it nonetheless, and continue to learn from it and grow. And by repeating these rituals, we can, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Caliban's nodding along and claps when appropriate.
Yeah. He finishes it up, so you want. Yeah.
I walk up and say, "That was really something. That was very touching."
Oh, did you like it?
Yes, very much so. Gave
I'm
me a lot
so
to think about.
I'm so glad. Well, perhaps we can meet and discuss it at the future.
Yes. That would be really lovely. I wonder, on the importance of repeating the past, right? How the idea of progress in a society, just that concept, is very important to me. How do you think about the world, the universe progressing when there's this sort of repetition?
Well, it's worth remembering that our society and yours are very different. And so the preaching that I give to my people is very different than the preaching that you would give to yours. Yes?
Right.
It has to be. Of course it has to be. How could it be the same? For my people, it's always worth remembering that those that came before us, right, had some of the wisest and most powerful magic and knowledge in all time.
Really?
Huge part of our society. And much of it was lost. So we have the traditions, and we have an element of the understanding of them in terms of their power and their significance. But we are missing that third thing, that actual knowledge. We understand what to do, and we understand why to do it, but we can't put it all together.
And so if we repeat the if we repeat the process, then we ingrain those ideas more and more in each other.
Exactly.
So
it is just like practice, right? You ever learn how to do something? You have to ingrain it in your fingers and get better. The masters from the old days are speaking through us now.
Absolutely. And I turn and look at the center of the ritual area. I say, how does this exactly work? How is the ritual going to be, how is it going to happen? Help? What's that going to look like?
Well, it won't be me because I am not the one who was chosen.
Right.
Nor am I chosen to perform the ritual myself. So every preacher will bring their own take on these things.
That's a shame, really. You're by far the best speaker and sort of orator that I've met here. So really, you should be the one doing these things.
Thank you much. But Numa has much wisdom, and so it is good for her to do this. So she will come forth. She will read some texts and speak, and the sacrifice will lie on the podium and be prepared. He has been anointed already and covered with symbology, ritualistic things that we know will help. You know that he is a what your people call it a conduit. I don't know if you know much about conduits, but he is what's called a conduit, which gives him connections outside what normal people have. And so, because he is a conduit, is why we can use him for this ritual. It's why he volunteered for it.
Is that why most, if not every Kaval carries around vials of blood to test for this?
That is a one aspect of that, but no, it is that is part of our history, part of our religion, part of our religions, actually.
I'd love to hear more about that sometime.
Sure, of course. Yes, I can answer questions pertaining to that. Which do you wish me to speak on? I cannot speak. My mouth cannot be split in twain.
Of course. The blood taking. Is it? You mentioned it's for religious purposes. Pertaining to your past. What about the past makes you do it?
There were many powerful figures in our history, and they chose, for some reason I do not know, none of us know, but they chose to protect this planet, this place, your world. They chose to protect it from the influence of others from outside, but to do so was at great cost. Our leaders at the time performed a ritual and sacrificed of their own body for the planet, for you all. And in so doing, we're able to protect this planet. This ritual here is to renew that sacrifice, to keep it alive and fresh, to maintain its power. But every day, my people, we, many religions, not all, but many religions sacrifice a bit of themselves just to honor that. Whether it has significance or not in terms of power is negligible, honestly, but it is part of our beliefs that it is good to be sacrificed.
Thank you. Well, thank you. That was very enlightening.
Of course.
As I sort of bow and walk away, do I see Nova talking to any blue-skinned man?
Definitely.
Am I able to see what they're saying?
Yes. And you can read Nova's lips easily and overhear that. He is a little bit harder to understand. And you recognize that there's an illusion on because it's harder to understand. Right. You can see that it is an illusion, but you can understand half the conversation easily.
Okay, I keep one eye on Masozi. I guess I know now. Yeah. And one eye on Numa.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of people keeping eyes on Masozi, both you and Nova are keeping eyes on Masozi. Masozi has a thing that he does where he passes a note. He has a small slip of paper, and you both, I think, both Observant Boy and Nova, Observant Woman, see that he has a piece of paper and he slips it to Rel the Mind Flayer.
Am I still there having that conversation when this happens?
Yeah, why don't you roll a perception check? Yeah, a big blue alien bumps into Rel and apologizes.
That was weird.
In the middle of your conversation. It happens. Bodies are clumsy things, not like minds.
Well, speak for yourself.
Okay. And I think at this point we'll have Timothy out of breath with a flock of birds in his cape pockets.
I think shirt.
Okay. So he's got this puffed out shirt that's filled with birds right now. Most of them struggling a little bit, but unable to get free. Out of breath, running towards this place. And because of your athletics check, we know that you get there just before the ritual. In fact, I think as you get there, you see Numa walking towards the stage to begin her recitation. Someone is there at the entrance, obviously, to stop you. There's guards there. But I don't know if that's your approach. What's your approach?
I think my approach is just going to be straight through. Like, I'm not even going to stop running.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they physically like stand in your way to stop you, and one of them says, "Forgive me, chosen, but to enter you must be first anointed. We have a. Can we anoint you, please?"
I'd like to unleash all the birds and try to go around him.
Perfect. It's a distraction. Yeah. Let's see. This is wow. Typically, this is technically you are trying to deceive. So this would be a deception check, or sleight of hand, perhaps. Typically, is what we would call a sleight of bird.
Sleight of bird. But where did
bird distraction check?
Yeah, a bird distraction.
I'd also like. I would also argue that perhaps, because I can communicate with animals, perhaps I've been like talking them up and saying, all right, as soon as I release you, you guys are just gonna fly around like crazy, preferably in people's hair.
Perfect. I love it. Okay. Well, I feel like the most appropriate thing is sleight of hand, but I'll give you advantage.
Okay.
Because you brought a tool. That's a natural 20. Yeah, so you release these birds, and like birds just erupt everywhere, flying into things. I think Numa is now on the stage, and she starts speaking in Kavanian, and doing the recitation. But these birds are now flapping everywhere, and like you see her like pause and look, and like these birds are getting in people's hairs. One of them like flies into Rel's tentacles and like is like stuck in the middle of his tentacles, and he's like trying to flap it away. Like there's now a fair bit of like not like chaos but annoyance. Like what is going on? And you were able to easily use that distraction to get in without getting your forehead anointed.
All right, who's the first party member that I see?
Yeah, I think that would have to be. Let's see, we've got a couple people who are watching them. Thea's sort of in the corner. I think it's Alexa.
All right, I bolt over and I say, Alexa, they are erasing memories. I don't know whose memories. I think it's ours. I think we have to stop it.
Wait, what? What are you? Where even were you? What are you talking? You're just like, you just get to the. You can't just crash the party like this. What's going? This is so rude.
No time to explain.
Okay, what do you need? What do you need me to do?
Stop everything. I don't know.
Caliban's like not far away. You can see Caliban and Nova.
I'm just going to relay the same information to everyone that I can in time.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I think also pick up a pebble if I find it.
Sure. Yeah, there's definitely. You could have picked one up already.
Sure.
So we'll have you pick one up already.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's Thea as well in the corner. So you've now passed this on to everyone. The birds are mostly stopped now. They're a minor inconvenience, not a major inconvenience. They're not wyverns or something like that. And Numa just sort of like makes a joke in Kavanian and then sort of continues with her speech. You all now know that this ritual is somehow going to erase your minds.
Does Timothy relay the part about the ritual stopping or like protecting the planet also?
Yeah, but vaguely, I think I probably said like they're protecting the planet. It's definitely for the greater good. I still don't like it. I have qualms. Anyway, memories?
So we have these things on our head, but I don't know whether these are to protect our memories or to erase them.
Do we see that everyone has been anointed here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so doing a quick look around, you have a passive perception of 22, is that right? Okay. That's
sorry.
No. There's this thing that I say, and I say it all the time, and I know that I shouldn't say it, but I say that's very annoying, but I mean it in the best sense. It's going to be very annoying, and I mean that in the best sense. Okay, yeah. Passive perception of 22. Yeah, let's see. No, not everyone has them. Every foreigner, every alien has one, but all of the Kavanian locals do not. It's sort of confusing though, because there are a couple Kavanians that have one as well.
Are we all together at this point, sort of in a group? Okay, I nudge Celexa and go, Celexa, do you have some sort of illusion spell of some sort?
Yeah, what do you think? You just need a distraction, or
no? I think we should wipe these off and make illusions to make it look like we still have them on.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I got you.
Can the spell work for all of us, or is it
one at a time? Good question. One moment.
Checking the abilities and limits of spells.
Celexa racks her brain quickly. 3.
Okay. You can disguise yourself, right?
Yes. So yeah, I can take care of myself, and then 3.
Okay.
And that's everyone, because Timothy does not have one.
Great. So I try to discreetly smear the bit off my forehead.
Yeah, it's solid.
Shit.
Can what happens if Celexa uses prestidigitation to clean it off?
Yeah, so you try to use prestidigitation to clean it off. It seems like stuck in there. It's almost like trying to clean a horn off a triceratops.
Maybe we need to talk to someone to get these off.
Well, we don't have a lot of time for that, do we? So
just to make sure, I'm going to cast Detect Magic. Do I detect enchantment magic from these bits?
Yes, you definitely detect enchantment magic. There might be another type of magic. Hold on one second. Let me double check what this is.
And it's a 30-foot radius from myself, just in case.
Yeah, all of them have that. And there's some other magic stuff around.
Right. Nothing of great importance.
Yeah. Maybe, probably.
We'll see.
Probably, let me see. There might be like a magic sword of great import that one of the people is wearing or something like that, but like nothing.
I'll steal it later.
Yeah.
Evan will steal it later.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely primarily enchantment magic. There's a piece of like, I don't know, whatever the glue spell is, magic school as well. So probably evocation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any members of the council near to us?
The party is small enough that you can get to them, but many of them are actually quite close to the stage. And if you guys are having sort of a hushed conversation, you'd be sort of further back from the stage. But potentially you could easily grab one.
Celexa is going to hurry over to kind of the area where some of the counselors are, and she's going to pick 3 people who and presumably none of them have dots.
No.
Right? She's going to pick 3 people who are kind of close to each other. And try and discreetly, when they're not turned, when they're like turned away, she's going to use prestidigitation to put a dot on each of their foreheads that looks like the one that we have.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Okay, so they're standing. They're all looking at the stage, and Numa is speaking. And even if you don't speak the language, which only Nova does, you hear her falter. She like stumbles for a minute as she like looks in this direction. And she looks around, like sort of confused and uncertain what to do. And then sort of picks up with her speech, but like is a little bit closer towards the front of the stage, and she like taps someone. There's clearly like an assistant there who's supposed to like get her water or something like that if she needs water. But she like taps and just like makes a quick hand gesture, which you all notice is like she's just pointing at their foreheads where their dots are, and the assistant like looks at that and like not good at hiding their emotions, and like turns and starts moving as fast as possible towards the back area where the kitchen is.
We follow? Question mark.
All of you?
I'm gonna go.
Okay, yeah.
So, Lexa is, I think, gonna stay near the front. She's going to go up to. She's going to innocently ask what's wrong.
I think Nova will stay behind because her being stealthy will be more harm than good. But also, I want to keep an eye on Masozi.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Masozi is like watchful but back. Roll an insight check. Yeah. You can see that he sort of wishes he was close to the stage. Like that's where he feels he belongs. There's sort of like you see his hand clench, sort of subconsciously, and like there's a little bit of anger there. And like you see him like lean forward or towards like where he feels his spot would be, where the curry is, and all that stuff. Caliban, you are off towards the kitchens. Timothy, you have told everyone this. Timothy, there are a couple of people who seem to be like looking for you. They're trying to do it quietly because there's a ceremony going on and they don't really want to do this, but like you blew past the front entrance people. And so they're like sort of but you recognize them. They're peering around looking for you. Do you have a way to hide? Do you have something that you're
doing? I'd like to make my way toward the stage where the ceremony is happening.
Okay. Are you comfortable being like seen?
Yes, I think so. I don't think anything I do will help with that, really.
Okay, Thea, what about you? Where are you?
I'm also going to follow to the back with Caliban.
Yeah, so Caliban and Thea, you guys are off to the back. Yeah.
Right. I didn't realize that my character that I am actually quite stealthy. I would like to try to be stealthy.
Roll a stealth check for me.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. So you try to be stealthy. Doesn't work out that well for you. So you end up next to Celexa, sort of in the front. Celexa is sort of feigning, "What's wrong?" While Caliban and Thea are dashing for the back where the servant has run. So you guys make it to the back room, and you see the servant is talking to like a group of servants, and they're all like panicking. And like one of them is like trying to like mix together a series of ointments and liquids in a pan, like in a rush. And one of them looks up and says, "You, what are you doing here?"
Oh, we must have taken a wrong turn. I'm so sorry. Do you need any help with what you're doing? You look panicked. We'd love to be able to help. We're the chosen, you know.
Roll a deception check at advantage.
This is my first deception check. I don't lie very often.
You're close. 14.
14.
Yeah. They look at you and they say, "No, thank you." And like one of them bows, and then the others like realize that they should be bowing too, and they stop, and they all turn and they bow towards you, and then they sort of go, "No, we are good. It's a minor mix-up with some substances. Should be fine."
Okay. Sounds good. I'll be out of your way then.
Can I tell what they are mixing together?
I was about to ask the exact same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll an investigation check.
Can we both do, or?
Let's have Thea do it at advantage.
Okay, yeah.
And 11. No, but the result of it seems to be some sort of a very liquidy gray paste. It's almost like diatomaceous earth with water in it. Like it's a very liquidy gray paste looking thing. And they finish as you guys are leaving, and they start like running with this bowl filled with this weird liquid in it.
I try to covertly trip.
Okay. Yeah. Roll a sleight of hand check.
Ooh, not so good. Okay, let's see. Nope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you try to covertly trip, but this person is, well, let's see. I'm going to make him make a dexterity saving throw. Because they're rushed. Normally I would just say they succeed, but they roll. No. Yeah, they see your foot and hop over it. Doesn't look like you tried to trip them or anything like that. They're just great. In a rush. It was like your robes were in the way a little bit more than anything else. But they seem to be like running towards the front. Thea, do you have anything that you want to do to stop them or prevent them or steal something or what?
Can I try to petrify the ones holding it?
Yeah,
desperate times.
I love it. Yeah, you are born out of the star sign of the basilisk. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what it gets. Yeah, it gets a 7. So this person just paralyzes and stops mid-run, holding this bowl.
And I just walk up and say, "Oh, I'll take it."
And you take the bowl from them. I love it. Yeah. One of them looks at you and says, "What? Where are you? Where are you?"
I reach my fingers in and rub my forehead a little bit.
Yeah, and you feel the stuff come off easily.
Great. Very, very nice.
I do the same thing.
And it comes off easily, and they look at you like horrified that this is happening. And you still have the bowl. Do you want to take it to get Nova and Celexa?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys turn towards Nova and Celexa. The ritual is continuing. The nobles actually look at you, Celexa and Timothy, as you guys approach. And like at first, like, nothing's wrong. It's just unusual. And then one of them sees the dot on the other one's face and starts to panic a little bit. Like, because they were just watching. The servants saw this and Numa saw this, but they didn't. But they see it on, and they're like, they start feeling it, like feeling for it. Celexa.
Celexa also does not appear to have a dot on her forehead while as she's talking to them.
Yeah, of course. So they like look at you and like they are now panicked. And let's see, who would it be? Hold on, I want to make this someone specific, not just a council member. I think it is. Who would it be? I'm gonna make it a new person that you haven't met before, but a significant one nonetheless. This is going to be a new council member named Obra A. Akil. And Obra A. Akil reacts quickly and just turns to one of the council members and says, "I have one." And the other council member says, "Yes, all 3 of us." And she turns to someone who doesn't have it and taps on their shoulder and says, "We can take care of them tomorrow. Just remind me to do so." And the person looks confused and then nods. And then she looks at the others and says, "Worry not. We shall be reborn with the new year." Trying to calm everyone around her down. And everyone, like, one of them looks at you panicked. I think Arwa looks at you panicked. Like, she does not want this to happen. But when Obra Akil speaks, Arwa calms down a little bit. I don't know how you did this, but it was very tricksy of you.
Are they talking to me?
Yes, you and Timothy.
Oh, okay. Wait, you're saying that I'm being tricksy right now? Are you accusing me of something? Are you accusing me of deception?
I am. And at this point on stage, our sacrifice kneels on the platform and then removes his robe and has paintings and depictions all over his body. Various things. It's sort of like a blackish. It's like a dark maroon blackish paint that's been painted symbols all over his body. And he sort of stands there and sort of holds his arms forth. And at this point, Numa pulls forth a dagger. And it's very clearly a powerful ceremonial dagger, and just lets go of it, and it floats midair. Timothy, let's go with you first.
So my intention was getting close enough to the stage,
yep.
Specifically within 5 feet of the ceremony.
You can certainly be within 5 feet of Numa, but the recesses to our sacrifice, Kyra, is slightly further back. So you're certainly within 5 feet of Numa, but she's like 10 feet from Kyra, and Kyra's behind her.
Okay.
The stage is just slightly bigger than that. But you're 5 feet from Numa, if that helps.
Well, I wanted to use interception type of style to avoid damage from someone nearby me.
Okay. Like protection feat, or like the protection ability or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Do you have a quarterstaff or something like that? Something long? A longbow or a quarterstaff?
I have...
Something that's like 6 feet in length, roughly, or more?
A
fishing rod?
I jokingly said, that, I guess that means I would take my fishing pole. Yep. Would you allow that?
Of course I would. How could I not? It's perfect. It's legit perfect.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay. So, and your intention, so this ritualistic knife right now is floating in midair. It's almost like it's being held by a mage hand, but there's no hand that's holding it, and it's sort of rotating slowly, as if by magic. And it is very clearly going to go and cut this person, Kyra. And your intention is to stop the ritual.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Celexa, what is your intention at this point? Or do you need him to see if he succeeds or fails?
You're trying to interfere with, right?
Yeah. He doesn't believe in humanoid sacrifice. That's what's going on here.
I think Celexa is going to Celexa is going to cast Misty Step and appear on stage next to the dagger.
Okay.
And reach out and grab it.
Oh, I love it. Okay. And meanwhile, I think Thea and Caliban are trying to run here as fast as possible so that they can get your symbols off of you. So,
how far away are we?
So the problem is not how far away; it's that there's like crowds of people. So you're moving through crowds. So it's like so it's like 90 feet, 90 feet, 100 feet. So you guys are moving as fast as you physically can. If you have any magical ability to move faster and want to use that, let me know, because like that will absolutely play into the way the scene plays out. But if not, then I'm just going to assume that Thea the rogue is bonus action movementing every turn to get as far as she can through this crowd.
Actually, then can I use my channel divinity around me and say move?
Yes, absolutely. So meanwhile, Caliban shouts move, and the crowd parts. Celexa appears on stage and grabs the dagger, and for the first time, Nova, you see Masozi like panic, and he screams, "No!" totally forgetting his disguise, and he starts running full speed for Celexa. What do you want to do?
I'm very torn between wanting to get this mark off my head and protecting Celexa. Where are Caliban and Thea in relationship to me? Because I didn't move to the front.
Yeah. So we sort of have a triangle. It's it's got a right angle in it because you're further back with the stage here. Sorry, let's draw this on the map just for clarity's sake. I'm going to put a little shape thing at the bottom here. Pardon me for 1 second so that there's some clarity. Draw shape. These are not to scale. Okay, so that's our stage. And let's freehand this stuff. Okay. I do text. Cool. Sorry, everyone who's on stream watching and not seeing this. So this is Thea and Caliban over here. Council. Timothy and, well, Timothy. And this will be Celexa and Nova and Masozi. That answer your questions, Rodley?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, those of you who are watching and can't see.
Okay, so I'm near Masozi, but far away from Thea and Caliban.
Yeah, and Caliban has just shouted "move," and the crowd is physically moving away from him because he's an order cleric, and so when he shouts "move," it's not just someone saying "move." It's literally a god saying, "Get out of the way." So people are skedaddling. What are you, and what's your intention here?
I would like to yell out as loud as I can, "Everyone stop!"
Yeah, absolutely. Roll an intimidation check. Yeah, so like actually ironically, I think that you yelling this causes more people to go to chaos. Like before, like there was an element of this might be part of the show, but you're shouting, Selexa's teleporting on stage, Caliban is shouting "move," and people are skedaddling, so there's a lot more motion than there was like 2 seconds ago as Masozi charges towards the stage. Celexa, you grab this dagger. I need you to roll a charisma saving throw. Oh, beautiful. Well, then you are fine. So as you grab the dagger, you immediately start hearing hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of voices in your head. Some male, some female, some in between, all seeming to speak to you in this weird language that at first you don't recognize, but quickly it starts to translate and organize itself into your head. And you realize that you are hearing them. They're speaking Kavanian, but you can understand it when you're holding this dagger. And they're all telling you to plunge this into Kyra's chest. You can do what you want, but the dagger is telling you to plunge it into Kyra's chest.
Celexa, what's the situation around the stage? Like, is it surrounded on all sides? Is there any way, like, if I were to run, is there anywhere to run to?
So there's definitely crowds on all sides, right? There's definitely like there just is crowds on all sides,
including behind.
Yes, including behind. It's like it's a stage in the round, theater in the round. There's less on the other side, though, I will say.
Right. Okay. Celexa is going to
It's Davies, not Stanford. Sorry.
She is going to cast invisibility.
Okay.
And so presumably that means that the dagger disappears as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? She's holding onto it.
Yeah.
And she is going to try and force her way off stage where there's fewer crowds behind the stage.
Yeah. I want you to roll a dexterity saving throw at advantage because at this point Masozi tries to tackle you. You've turned invisible, so that grants you advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, so he dives towards you, and you feel him. He grabs your legs, and you fall flat on the ground. He has football tackled you from behind. Everyone can hear this loud thump as Celexa hits the ground. Let's check in with Caliban and Thea. Thea, you're running through the crowd. You've got this stuff. The crowd has parted for you because of Caliban. Is it you see Nova there? Celexa's turned invisible. What are you doing?
I think I first bring it to Nova and Timothy.
Mm-hmm.
At least so they can get their thingies. Or no, I guess Timothy doesn't have one, but
yeah, so you bring it to Nova.
Yeah.
And you show Nova, you wipe Nova's head off. Nova, what's your response to this?
As soon as I have it wiped off my head, I run towards the stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're running towards the stage as well. The stage is now going to become a pile up. Celexa, you feel as like Misozi is like gripping around. He's trying to feel for the dagger. He can't see it, but he knows that it's there. And he's like wrestling with you. And I think you like are trying to break free of him. Let's roll a contested athletics check.
Sorry, 1 second.
Ooh.
No, am I able to cast a spell still, or do we do this first?
I think this happens first. There's a lot going on at once here, but yeah, you can definitely cast the spell in a second. Hey, you win. You're able to break free. 18 versus 17. 18 beats 17. So you're able to break free. And you start making your way away. Are you running away? Are you walking away?
Do I see any of the rest of the party around me right now?
Yeah, I think at this point I'm quite comfortable saying that there have been enough events that induce chaos that there is a lot of people running in every which direction. There's a beholder floating like away, trying to get away. There's mind flayers running around. There's these weird elves with these long ears running around. There's Kavanians running in every which direction. It's like this is now a chaos scene. There's now chaos here. So it's what are you doing in terms of the crowd? You are invisible.
Right, I'm invisible. I am going to I'm going to try and like I guess I'm invisible, so I'm going to try and like walk quickly away and try and squeeze through the crowd if I can.
Yeah, perfect. So Misozi, I think Timothy, you see Misozi stand up, like clearly having lost her, and like turn and like trying to run towards her again. You still have your fishing rod. Do you want to try and trip him?
Yes.
Great. Yeah. Can you? Let's see. I think that's an attack. I think it's just a dexterity-based attack.
Okay.
You can roll with any weapon. It doesn't really matter. Any weapon you're proficient in fishing rod. So, actually, you know what this is? This is a fishing tools roll, right? And I think it's with dexterity.
Okay.
So fishing tools with dexterity.
Oh goodness. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, 15. So you managed to trip Misozi. You see the person, Kyra, our sacrifice, kneeling there, sort of still waiting for someone to stab him, and sort of like now looking around, confused at things, but still just like, I'll wait. This will resolve itself shortly, I'm sure, right? And yeah, and Thea, what about you? What are you doing? You've now successfully painted Nova's head. Celexa is invisible.
Can I still find her psionically if she's invisible?
Yes, you can definitely find Celexa psionically. Unless Celexa, do you have anything that would prevent her from finding you psionically?
No.
Great. So what do you say to her?
Okay, so I just say, "Where are you?"
And am I behind the stage? And
yeah, you're behind the stage. Yeah.
So I'll say, yeah, I'm behind the stage. I'm trying to get out of here.
I have the stuff for the dot. I'm coming to you.
Yeah. Do you run across the stage, or do you run around?
I think there's enough chaos that I think it wouldn't be too conspicuous if I ran across the stage.
Absolutely. Nova, what about you? What are you doing at this moment?
I get up onto the stage and I yell out, "Celexa, stop! They need to finish the ceremony! Otherwise, we're all gonna die!"
Celexa, do you have a response to that?
Celexa does not stop.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Caliban.
How high up is that platform above all of this?
It's a plinth above it, so it's like 2 feet.
That's it?
Yeah.
I thought it was like taller.
No, it's
like where
a
the beholder
stage.
was before.
Oh, that one? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. That's like 60 feet.
60 feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the range on Sacred Flame, just in case?
60 feet.
60 feet. I'm gonna get on top.
Excellent. Yeah, you are now on top of this thing.
Okay. And I'm just gonna sit there and watch.
Okay. Yeah, chaos unfurls beneath you. And I think what I need. Let's see. Mechanically speaking, I think what I need is Thea to roll something to find Celexa. Celexa, you are comfortable being found by Thea. You don't want to be found by other people, obviously. So
right, yeah. So I'll try and, if I can, I'll try and like
psionically lead her.
Yeah, or like we like try and tell her a meeting place. If I can see a place that I'm heading to,
Perfect.
I'll be like, meet me over there by that building or whatever.
Yeah. Awesome. So Thea, let's make a roll for this because I feel like there should be a roll. Otherwise, there's no tension here. Let's say athletics or acrobatics to get through the crowd. Your choice.
I'll do acrobatics.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. I think you trip. And I think the goop goes everywhere.
Oh no.
The goop
My
goes
goop.
Mm-hmm. What's your response to that?
I try to find the biggest glob of it and just get it on my fingers and run with that.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see how big a glob it is. It's a big enough glob. So you run over to Celexa, and she's invisible. Celexa, do you take the glob? What do you do?
Yeah, Celexa.
There's like a statue there, or no, there's a tree there, and the two of you are like underneath the tree. There's still chaos. People are screaming. There's panic. What happened? Where did it go? The chosen ones! No, the ritual! You know, people are just shouting in every direction. It's just total and utter chaos. Yeah.
So Fee, I'm over here. Fee, is this how I get it off? Is that what I need?
Yeah, just put your forehead against my hand.
So yeah,
here.
she'll like Celexa will like grab Thea's hand and like guide it onto her forehead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So that stuff sort of like cakes on, and then like the whole thing peels off, and you can feel the bone metal peeling off as well.
So, oh wait, is that what it's bone metal?
Yes.
So Celexa, I think we'll hold on to it if it comes off in one piece.
Yeah, absolutely. It totally does. Yeah. So this whole thing is total chaos at this point. Celexa, you're invisible. You're invisible for an hour. Here's the thing: they timed the ritual. So and they timed it to the double full moon experience. Both Thofru and Tikoru were full. And I think that even when cooler heads prevail and they start using detect magic and location spells to find you, which they will do, the ritual time will have passed. And we will see the results of that when we get back from break.
We did the thing.
You guys are killing me. You're killing me.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Oh no.
Who knows?
Oh no. I have
Hey, world. Yeah, that happened. The world is now irrevocably different. I may need to retcon things in some of my other games because of events that have happened here, but probably not. It turns out. But yeah. So let's because of timing. Timing is lucky in some ways. So the ritual fails. And as the ritual fails, you guys see up in the sky, the moons have left their alignment. They are no longer reflecting perfectly into the moon pools. Right at the height of the ritual, both pools were white because the moons were reflecting into them, and there was no part of the pools that were not covered in moonlight. But as the moons desync with the pools, you guys see a flash of like a lightish pale green light just erupts up into the sky, almost like a second tower next to the celestial domain, and it seems to almost pierce the sky and then ripples outward across the sky, across the entirety of the sky, just going every direction, left and right, north, south, east, west, and this green circle just expands outward multiple times, like ripples from a pebble thrown into a lake. And as it does, it seems as if the stars change. The star signs that you all have seen your entire lives, everything that you know oh so well, some of them are in slightly different places. They've moved a little bit. They're still the same shapes, but the symbols are slightly different. The Behir's nose seems longer. The basilisk's tail is angular now, bent. Everything looks just a little bit different. Arwa walks to the front and gets on the stage, and she turns to everyone. And in Kavanian, she says, "Everyone return to your homes. We have much planning and preparation to do. Kari, council, you are with me. We must speak." She looks for any one of the chosen ones. Who would she see first?
Nova's on the stage.
Yeah. She looks at you, Nova, and says, "You and your friends have caused... Everything has to change now. I recommend you sleep. We will have a caravan call for you in the morning. We can discuss how best to utilize you." If you come across Alexa, have her give us back the knife of our ancestors.
Yeah.
She looks really angry.
Nova looks not as angry, but pretty dang angry also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So people start milling about and separating. There's sort of a reluctance to leave because like this big momentous thing has occurred, and so change has happened, and that sort of like makes everyone like eager to chat. But Arwa is pretty official and officious, and so like people do end up kind of milling about and leaving. Let's see, Timothy, you are in a position to see a mind flayer and an elf having a conversation, both saying, does this mean that we do not have to leave? And the other one replying mentally, sort of openly, "Yes, I plan not on leaving. The pattern has been disrupted. It provides opportunity."
Sorry.
Go for
it. I was just going to say, did Masozi leave?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Okay.
And do I see Nuja from my spot on the top?
Yes, you can easily see Nusha.
Okay. I'll go near her.
Okay.
Masozi has very effectively disappeared into the crowd. You did notice, though, earlier that when he was running after Celexa, he seemed to have some kind of limp. Just for the record, I actually people would have noticed that before, but there was too much going on and I missed it. But Masozi, like, he's running in a way that tries to ignore the limp, but he's definitely limping.
Okay.
But you lose him in the crowd. And you recognize that he's using illusion magic. There's no reason that he has to look the same as he did a second ago, and there's no reason he has to look like himself. He could look like anyone, and so losing him in the crowd makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Caliban, you want to go check in with Nusha?
Actually, can I just be, instead of going to go up to her, can I just watch her from where I am and see what she's doing and who she's talking to?
Absolutely. So she's talking to several other Kavanians, and saying things that you recognize because you can read lips. Do you speak Kavanian, though?
No.
Okay. So you can't understand what she's saying because she's speaking in the tongue of the Kava at this point. But people like nod and like run off and nod and run off. And she keeps on sending people. You notice that one of them doesn't run very far, runs about 10 feet and taps Rel, the Mind Flayer, on the shoulder. And Rel just like looks, nods, like with that weird tentacle nod where the tentacles sort of go up and down rather than the head. And then
of course, the Mind Flayer nod. Of course.
Yeah, the Mind Flayer nod.
Like
not quite like that. Weird. Okay. Yeah, the Mind Flayer nod, and but you see that like clearly what she is doing is like some sort of overtures to foreigners. And then as you're watching this, you see one of them sort of run towards you.
Okay. One of the people she's sending out?
Yeah, one of the people she's sending out.
Okay, I'll stay where I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this person like stops before you and bows. And looks up. May I speak?
You may.
Chosen one, Nusha requests your presence at her office, along with your companions, at 4:30 tomorrow. There is a opportunity, and she feels that now is the time to pounce.
AM or PM?
In the evening, please.
Okay, great.
She has matters to discuss all day.
Great, we can do that.
Bows and turns and returns to Nusha.
Thanks.
Thea, what are you doing?
I think I'm still with Celexa.
Mm-hmm. So then Thea and Celexa, what are you guys doing?
I just asked, why did you do that?
Oh my god, what did I just do? Oh my, why did I do that? I don't know. Timothy came up and he said they were going to wipe our minds and then he was going to jump on stage or something and I just...
Yeah, but I already had the goop, you know?
Kill me.
Like,
they're going to kill me. What am I going to do?
Well, we're the chosen ones, right? So they probably won't kill us.
You think so? I don't. They were going to wipe our minds. You don't think they'll kill us for this? I bet they're going to kill us. This is like, we've got to get out of here. What are we going to do?
Even if this ceremony didn't happen, they still have this problem of brain infections, right?
Yeah.
They still need us.
What am I gonna do with this knife? Like, how am I gonna? God. Maybe we should just like leave. We should.
How heavy is that knife?
Let's get everybody together. Okay, let's get everybody together. Let's go to our airship and let's just leave. Let's just get out of here.
Well, maybe we can think of some leverage or something. Maybe we don't give the knife back until they agree not to do anything to us.
Maybe. Should we?
I
feel like we should talk to Timothy. Maybe he'll have an idea.
Yeah. This is all Timothy's idea anyways.
Exactly.
John's eyes go big at that for 1 second. We should talk to Timothy. Maybe he'll have an idea. And John's like, what? Me? Oh, God. Sorry.
Like, Timothy, he seemed to know what was going on. Like, if it weren't for him, we wouldn't be in this mess anyways. Why don't you, can you go find Timothy and maybe, like, you guys can meet, we can all meet back at the Sky Mountain.
Okay. All right. I'll find Timothy. We'll go there.
Okay. And Celexa's going to try and sneak off on her own.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. You're invisible, and people actually aren't currently looking for you anymore. There's sort of more other things going on. So you find your way back to the Sky Mountain. Thea finds Timothy. Timothy, what have you been doing since this chaos erupted?
I think since we're both up on stage, I think I'm probably arguing with Nova.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why did you do that? What the hell?
I'm pretty sure I made my position clear from the get-go.
And you think that this one person's life is more important than an entire planet?
Okay, look, when you put it that way, it does seem extreme. Also, let's not forget that I didn't actually do anything.
And you and your morals, you think that you're just better than everyone. Oh, look at me, I'm Timothy. I'm just going to go and stop a giant ceremony that protects the earth because I have morals.
Yeah, that's fair. That sounds like me. Have you heard of the troglodyte problem?
Okay, now you're just distracting. Stop.
No.
Stop. This is all your fault. You and Celexa, I'm never talking to either of you ever again.
Ugh, teenagers.
I love it. Kyra comes up and says, standing up, sort of, and coming out of a little bit of a daze, still ornamented and painted heavily all over, and not putting on the robe that he was wearing before, just walks up to you and says, "This was your plan, Chosen?"
Don't talk to me. Talk to him. He's the one who ruined everything.
He looks at you, Timothy.
I mean, I'm going to be honest here. I didn't really think a lot of this through. I was kind of just running on...
Bam! Decks you across the jaw.
That's fair. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
You pass that on to Celexa.
I'll pass it on for you.
And turns and storms off.
Well, I feel like things are going to change around here, don't you think?
Nova doesn't say anything. She's not talking to him.
Okay. I think our next scene is at the Sky and the Mountain, back where you guys came from. We'll cut to that. You all get there at some point. I'm not too worried about how or when you guys get there. I don't think the order matters. But you all are there. The 5 of you are there, as are any of your assistants that you wish, particularly, or attendants. If you want people who are non-Kavanian, if you want the Kava people to not be there, then they can not be there. If you want your retainers to be there, they can be there. However you want to do this, whoever you want to be involved in this conversation, you can have involved. Let's see what happens.
First thing Nova does is walks up and punches Celexa.
How do you feel about that, Celexa? Do you take it? Do you try and dodge?
Yeah, Celexa is gonna try and dodge. She's gonna
Okay.
be like, what the fuck?
Nova, please make an attack roll.
Just a flat 20?
Plus your strength, plus your proficiency. It's punch. You know how to punch.
Okay.
You're a fighter. So you can literally roll greatsword. We won't do damage, of course, but it'll be the same modifier.
Oh.
Ooh, crit miss. So,
I would like to use my luck, my luck for the day.
Your luck for the day? Yeah, do it.
I take. Or do I roll again?
Yeah. Does an 11 hit, Celexa?
No, yeah.
Nope. Okay. So Celexa, you dodge out of the way as Nova like takes a swing at you.
Jesus, what's your problem? It's not like it's not like it's not my fault. They were gonna wipe our minds. Timothy said they were gonna wipe our minds.
You just opened up our entire planet to attack from greedy aliens. You did that.
You don't know. You have no idea. You just know. You're just believing what they tell you. They didn't even tell us that they were gonna wipe our minds. You don't know if any of it's true.
Why would I assume?
You can't believe anything they say.
What's with you and all the conspiracy theories?
Well, if they were really gonna wipe out, like, look at Celexa pulls out the little thing. Look at this thing. They didn't tell us it was gonna stick to us. Timothy said it was gonna wipe our mind. I believe Timothy more than I believe any of these crazy people.
He told us the thing. He told us.
He didn't tell us. They didn't tell us it was gonna wipe our minds. If they didn't tell us that, we can't believe anything they say. Now, you can come with me if I want. So Celexa had like armfuls of stuff, and she was starting to take things up to the airship, and she's gonna be like, "You guys can come with me if I want. I'm getting out of here. They're gonna kill me tomorrow. I know it. So like, I've gotta leave."
Where are you going?
I don't know. I mean, maybe Arclight or something, somewhere close by. I've got to get out of here. They're gonna kill me.
Do you know how to fly an airship?
Well, no, but she does.
Who?
Captain Fliston.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Sorry. Yes, I can fly it.
Do you know how to get to Arclight?
No, but how hard could it be? I mean, it's in the mountains, right? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Who has the key right now?
I think Captain Fliston does.
Yeah, I have it.
Captain Fliston, can you give me the key, please?
Oh boy. Yeah, roll a persuasion check, and Celexa, if you want Captain Fliston not to give him the key, then you have to roll this will be roll off.
Contested persuasion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Contested persuasion.
Not against Alexa.
We'll find out. She could get a nat 1. You never know.
Come on.
Yeah, either of those.
Yeah. Yeah, so Captain Fliston, like, I think she reflexively almost gives it to you, but then pauses for a second. And before, like, Celexa doesn't even need to say anything. She's like, this is Celexa's retainer, right? And Celexa has not done anything to, like, hurt Captain Fliston. So as of right now, like, Fliston is, like, loyal to Celexa. So I think I'll hold on to it for now.
Look, if I may, I acknowledge that my actions have guided our whole trip in an unknown path, and I think some of you guys were taken along involuntarily, and for that I do apologize. But these are not hot-headed people. Generally speaking, I think they are reasonable and rational. And I think more than anything, they are mired in centuries and centuries of tradition. And while that can be a good thing, they brought us in to shake things up. Whether you like it or not, that is what we have done. And yes, I am extremely moralistic. Yes, you are right, Nova. But perhaps they've just been going on autopilot for millennia and just needed a push to consider a better way. I think at the very least, I am going to stick around and help mold that new future for them.
Timothy. I admire you a lot. I really do. I think you're a really wise and caring soul. I think you are really short-sighted. This culture, mired in hundreds and hundreds of years of tradition, a tradition built, so they say, to protect this world. I don't think. Yes, I agree with you. I think we were brought in to make some sort of change, but we've been here for 2 days. We were not brought in here to immediately turn this society on its head. We were brought here to look and analyze and critique and provide a solution to a problem that they've given us. And then after that, maybe we could have done something. I know it's too late. I know we've turned the society on its head, and probably the entire universe. And that's pretty cool. But I wonder if from now on we can be less adversarial with this society, at least up front. At least for a while.
You're so full of shit, Caliban. Like, you know that they were gonna wipe our minds, and you think that that's an invitation for us to be playing fairly with them.
Put yourself in their shoes. It's what I would have done. 100%.
You would have wiped our minds?
Of that experience? Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I know that about you.
I think at this point, this conversation is interrupted by a sound that, let's see, how would I describe it? Maybe.
I duck under a table.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, clouds of dust just burst into the air. And everything seems, you actually feel the earth shake. Caliban, you are totally safe under that table because that's how things work. We've all seen the 60s. And from that position, you guys are, everything's sort of shaking and rattling. I need everyone to roll a dexterity saving throw to avoid falling objects.
Including myself?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Everyone else.
Yay tables.
Beautiful. Oh, wow. Everyone did it. And I was looking away at my, doesn't matter. My notes. Yeah. So, Nova, you are fine. You dodge out of the way as like things come towards you. Do you want to try and protect someone else? Like grab a book before it lands on someone's head? Or do you like think...
Save me, Nova. Save me.
I will protect Thea.
Okay, yeah. Thea has not made any mistakes, so Thea doesn't get a book on her head. But both Celexa and Timothy, you both get conked. A vase breaks on one of your heads. It's like, and it's pretty severe. It's definitely like whatever has caused this to shake is really shaking. But it stops. It's not a full blown earthquake. Everything just sort of like it's some sort of impact that has happened. Dust is kicked up into the air. Everyone is coughing a little bit. You hear a knock on the door. The door opens. Sorry, it's not a door. It's a doorway, isn't it? Sorry. You hear a knock on the doorway, and someone says, "Hello, hello. Are you guys okay?"
Yeah, we're fine. What was that?
Something crashed.
What crashed?
I don't know. I'm gonna go find out. I'm supposed to make sure that you were all okay first.
Yeah, let's check it out.
We go to the roof?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So you go to the roof, and you see there's dust everywhere in the air. It's difficult to see things. But Caliban is well versed at seeing things, and as are some of the rest of you. And so you look into the distance, and you see an airship flying back to the city at full speed. And someone sort of goes and lands and reports to the people in the council. It's one of those small airships. You can see with your very high perception that it is the scout Bashir that you guys first met, and he has gone and reported to the council. Looking into the distance, it kind of looks like there's some sort of crater or some sort of rock or something that's landed a little ways away from the city, probably 2.5, maybe 3 miles away.
I take out my spyglass.
Yeah.
I thought didn't you trade it away?
Did I? I've forgotten this twice now.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have traded that away. So I look for my spyglass and like mime it, and then go shit.
We could go get a closer look. We have this airship here.
Oh. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys take off and begin flying towards this spot. You start flying forwards, and as you do, you see like another airship takes off behind you, and it seems like Bashir is maybe returning or chasing after you or something like that. You fly towards this spot, and you see a crater. You get out of. Do you want to get out of the airship to get a closer look, or do you want to scan it from above?
Yeah, from above, I think.
Yeah, I would look from above first.
Yeah. Let's see. The crater is about 15 feet deep, and 30 feet in diameter. So it's a pretty big crater. Something has landed there, but there's nothing left. Whatever landed there is gone. It has moved on.
You want to land?
Somehow. What'd you say?
Yeah. Land and check it out.
Timothy, do you see any tracks?
From the air? Do I see anything leading or dragging?
I think we're landing first.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys land, and about like 10 seconds after you guys land, Bashir catches up and lands as well and looks at you all and just says, you gonna help?
Yes.
What do we need to do?
Let's figure out what this thing was, what happened here.
It's dark, right?
It's night.
I mean, I'm asking Matthew. It's dark.
Yeah, sometimes I answer in character because I'm funny, but whatever. Yes, it's dark. It's night. It's double full moon night though, so it's definitely like it's a less dark.
Oh right, wasn't there supposed to be like a ceremony or something tonight?
Oh my god.
His eyes flick towards you, and he smiles.
He smiles? Bashir smiles?
He's infected.
It was a joke. He laughed. I mean, he doesn't laugh, but he smiled.
Do I see any tracks leading?
Yeah, roll a survival check.
Sure.
There are no tracks. Whatever this is seems to have flown away. What you do see, though, is that there are two small-ish, maybe 2 foot wide sacks that look bulbous in the middle of this crater. It's almost like it landed and then dropped 2 like little balls.
Can I go check those out?
Yeah. They're hard on the outside, but they're kind of squishy. They kind of feel like a waterbed in some ways.
How big are they? You said 2 feet?
Yeah, they're like 2 feet in diameter.
Okay, I'll hold one up. Have any of you seen anything like this before?
I wouldn't touch that.
Too late.
You want to see you want to see what's inside?
I mean, yeah, but I look at Bashir. Is it just the 5 of us and Bashir here at this
Right now,
moment?
yeah. Captain Fliston.
Okay.
Leadership.
And so I look at Bashir. I'm like, do you know what this is?
No, but it is exciting, is it not?
Sure.
Gross.
What? Why is he excited? Do I know why he's excited?
You can roll an insight check.
I would love to roll an insight check.
Mhm.
'Cause the Bashir we met is not excited about anything.
While he's doing that, I want to whisper to Thea, "Steal his blood."
Double natural 20s.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Dang.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pull back the veil here because you got double natural 20s, and I can't resist but pull back the veil a little bit when someone rolls double natural 20s. Yeah. So let's see. Bashir is a scout, and he's a warrior, and he's from a more advanced civilization, and he deals primarily with people from less advanced civilizations. This is his perspective, right? So he feels like he has never had a chance to really test his ability in full sense. So the fact that stuff is going wrong is actually a chance for him to like show off. It's a chance for him to be cooler, for him to like really get a chance to put things for like
the Army General syndrome.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Capturing you guys, who cares? You know? Yeah.
Okay.
And can I try to steal his blood vial?
Yeah, sleight of hand check. Yeah, he does not notice as you, or he does not seem to notice as you pick his pocket, and yes, there is a vial of his blood in there.
Nice.
So you absolutely have that.
Later.
Fist bump later. I like it. Yeah. So, he goes up and he looks at the sack and starts like poking it a little bit. It seems to be filled with liquid. It is an interesting exterior, and he like touches it and feels it a little bit. It's almost feels like rock baked into a fleshy carapace. Have you seen anything like this? You've traveled further than I.
Could I make a nature check?
Yeah, make a nature check. Yeah, this is very weird. There are a couple of fish that have a similar circumstance that you would be familiar with. They have sort of like a part of their flesh looks and feels like rocks as a form of camouflage. But then it's not actually rocks. It's like chunks of rocks that are on top of on top of like their fish skin. This is a little different because it's on top of like a cool, thicker, almost oily skin. Not like a fish skin, but it's the same sort of idea. And the rocks are huge, so it implies something sort of larger.
You said these things are about 2 feet in diameter?
Yes.
Do they look like eggs at all?
I'm gonna say maybe.
Those
They don't really look like any eggs that you've seen, but they might look like eggs.
Are they heavy?
Not really.
I'm still holding one, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It feels. I mean, it's heavy because of its size. It doesn't feel particularly heavy.
Okay. Should I try breaking this?
We could take it back. We could take them back.
How many
Maybe
are there?
There's 2, right?
Oh, that's it. Then yeah, definitely take them back.
What if it's like something that wants to be inside the city though?
I'd rather have
I
warriors
would
around
bring
it.
it back.
What was that, Bashir?
I'd rather have warriors around it than leave it free out here.
I mean, you're the boss.
Am I? You're the chosen.
Do you have like a sterile, secure environment that we could observe them in, but also keep them locked up?
Like an aquarium.
I'm certain something could be constructed. though it would take time. We could also just poke it. Am I the only one who wants to poke it?
I know, I definitely want to poke it.
I want to poke it.
Let's
Take the, maybe if we give it to them back in the city, they won't kill me tomorrow.
I vote we stab it.
I toss it to Nova.
I stab it with my sword.
Yeah. So you stab it with the sword, and inside, like, fluid just rushes out, and like drenches your whatever leg coverings you're wearing. Yeah, it's definitely fluid, but it kind of feels like, you know how like ice has like chunks in it. Sorry, like water with ice in it has like chunks in it a little bit. There's kind of like some of the fluid is
chunky water.
Yeah, it's definitely chunky.
Ew.
We still have one.
Yep.
Let's not do that
What
again.
did you think? What did you think was going to happen?
I don't know.
It explodes.
You know, sometimes things just happen, Celexa, you know? Sometimes people just act without thinking, you know? I can't imagine anyone here would do something that might endanger the rest of the world.
I'd like to, on that note, I'd like to very scientifically lick it.
Mm-hmm. Very scientifically lick it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, do you want to lick the fluid, the flesh, or the rock?
I'll work my way up from the rock to the fluid.
Okay, the rock tastes like rock.
Okay.
It's kind of odd. It tastes like rock that has never touched dirt ever. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The flesh is very weird. It's thick and oily, and when you pull your tongue away from it, it's like there's black stuff on your tongue.
Why would you lick that?
Science.
So Lexa has an empty vial from the potion of invisibility that Thea drank.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna like lean over and she's gonna start to like take a sample of the liquid, and then she's gonna like think better of it, and she's gonna give the empty vial to Timothy instead. But here, why don't you do it?
Absolutely. This is a better vessel than I am.
Okay. So you put what do you put in the? You want to put some of the liquid in the vial?
I'll put some of the liquid. If I can get a fleshy chunk small enough to get in there, that's fine.
Great.
I think also maybe take a scraping of the rock with my dagger.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, you have plenty of material now to do research on later. Do you have alchemical tools, or is that Thea?
Yeah, I have alchemist.
Mm. Do you have other tools, Timothy, that would help? I mean, you're obviously a scientist, and I don't want to.
I have the tools, but I don't have proficiency in them.
Got it.
I mean, story wise, yes, but it was a long time ago.
Yes. It's been a while since I've been doing that, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, sure. Okay, yes, Lexi. Oh, Cloud one. Yeah, go.
Looking around the crater. Oh, sorry. Thea first. Go for it.
Thea's also just gonna take some of the dirt around the crater to test.
Absolutely. Good. Yeah, it's definitely destroyed this little area. There was flowers all over here. And now it has, like, most of them are crushed and or destroyed within this 30 feet diameter where this thing, whatever this was, crashed.
Am I seeing any blue powder anywhere around here?
No.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna let you roll because I don't want you to fail that roll and then be worried that you missed blue powder.
Great.
No blue powder.
Awesome. Great. Thank you.
No problem.
So kind. So benevolent.
Sure.
Timothy, don't you think we should take the other one? Don't you think we should take it back?
Absolutely. But it should be in a safe place. We don't know what we're dealing with.
A room can be arranged, or we can. I am loath to go to experts because they are not of the Kava and they are not chosen. But we could speak to some outsiders, see if they know what this thing is.
That might be a good idea.
I bet that someone recognizes this. I mean, it's got to be related to someone who was at that party.
Yeah, might as well capitalize on the fact that everyone still remembers that they're here and that they're actually here.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we take it to Nuja? She might know, and she'd be able to figure out how to contain it.
That reminds me. She wanted to see us tomorrow at 4:30. Just so everyone knows.
Not Numa, Nuja.
Nuja wanted to see us at.
Wait, was it Numa or Nuja who wanted to see us, Matthew?
Nuja.
Futurists.
Nuja. Same
Nuja, Nuja of the Futurists, not Numa.
Got it. I misheard before. That's why I was confused.
No big deal. I let's be real. I'm at fault. I made two people, one named Numa and one named Nuja, and made them both important. So, I'm at fault there.
We'll roll the
yeah. No Nuja. Yeah. So, So Bashir helps you put these things in one of the airships. He's got his own airship, and then you guys have your airship. And he walks up to Celexa and looks at her and says, "Is it true that you have the dagger of our ancestors?" You're muted.
Is that what it is?
Yes. Can you not hear their voices?
I'm trying not to.
You should give that back to someone.
I don't think I want it any longer than I have to have it.
You should give it to Arwa, or really anyone, but you should not have it.
I think I agree.
Shall we head back, or do you wish to continue to search this area?
Celexa's done.
We couldn't see any tracks.
Yeah, I say we head back.
We searched the crater. We searched the egg.
Last thing. Around the crater, are there trees or anything? Is it just open field?
It's the flower patterns that they have planted around. So there's lots of flowers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it windy at all?
A little bit.
Okay.
Not a lot though.
Okay. Does it seem to be like there's some sort of, the flowers seem to be leaning, or grass leaning in one way other than the wind is blowing?
Yeah. What your passive perception is 22. Why don't you roll a perception check though? Just
yeah. This isn't passive. Actually.
Yeah.
20.
Yeah. There's this thing that really rarely happens on Earth because things typically don't get big enough in their size ratio, where if a large enough bird takes off and starts flying from the ground and there's flowers behind it, those flowers will bend back. Right? That has clearly happened here.
Okay.
This has started. There's some flowers have bent back away from wherever this thing took off, and I think from that you can deduce that it is a flying thing.
And it has wings.
No, I said flying.
Okay, great. Cool. Thank you. That's all I can do.
Yep. No worries. Sounds good. Anything else anyone wants to look at the scene?
I would like to look up
Mm-hmm.
and just see if I see anything in the sky.
Yeah. There are still more of these pale green ripples going across the sky. They're fewer and further between, but whatever the disruption of the spell was, that was a shield spell essentially for the planet, is dissipating gradually over time, and you can still see that happen.
Huh. Looks like there was some kind of shield over the planet. I wonder if that was important.
And I think Bashir comes up to you and says, "But where's your sense of adventure?"
I don't know. You know, somehow as a fighter, I like it when people don't die. and that kind of trumps a lot of things for me.
I like it when I get to defend people.
Yeah, I don't need that.
Well, you and I are very different. Still, it is good to meet you, and thank you for what you did.
What did I do?
Did you not take down the barrier?
Oh.
He was talking to me.
Huh.
Oh, sorry. I assumed it was all 5 of you working in concert.
Yeah, it's something to assume that there was a plan.
There was no plan.
No, we definitely planned it.
We're fast planners.
Yeah, let's I think there needs to be a deception check here. I feel like it's Caliban who's making it, but you can roll at advantage because it's Alexa.
I'm lying a lot today.
This were Burning Wheel, you'd probably be living up your lying skill.
17 at advantage.
Nice, yeah. So he looks at you and he like, oh, okay. I understand.
Don't worry.
Came together quickly.
Exactly.
Well, then I guess it is you two that I think mostly, but I think all of you. And he bows, and he goes back to his airship. Do you want me to? I think he has the sack with him. You guys have your samples, but he'll take the sack. I will dispose of this or put it somewhere for further study.
I don't want to sleep in the same building as that thing anyway.
Why? Never mind. And he just takes off into the air and starts flying away.
That was fun. Shall we go home?
Let's go back.
Yeah. Thea, you awake enough to run a couple tests?
Let's.
Yeah.
I can help.
Very curious.
Yeah, I'd love to be a lab assistant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Nova, Thea, and Timothy head downstairs to the lab. Celexa, are you crashing, going to bed? Or are you still planning on running? I mean, you just said, let's head back home.
Caliban, would you come with me to visit Arwa?
You're reading my mind. I was going to ask you to do the same thing.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Before we go, can I talk to Nova for a second? I'll go over to Nova.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you up to, Nova?
Well, we have some goop to test. We got some blood to test. We got a whole bunch of blood still to test. So I think we better make ourselves useful.
Okay. So you're busying yourself, and I'll lay a hand on your shoulder, sort of calmly and affectionately, and say, "I'm sorry that everything's ending up this way. You must feel awful."
Well, it seems like I'm the only person here who cares about if the rest of the people on this world die. But I guess that's just, a character flaw.
No, it's not. Something that I really admire and envious of. You'll probably. I'm saying this hopefully to make you feel better. What I said back there to Bashir. I'm feeling like we made our bed here. And I think the best thing that we can do is lie in it, It's already done.
Yep, I agree. I think we have some things to atone for.
We might. We'll talk about that. Great. I clap my hand on your shoulder and walk out with Slex.
Well, while they're talking, Celexa is going to tell Thea and Timothy. She's going to say, "Guys, thanks for everything tonight. I appreciate. I know you guys. I know I can trust you guys." And she's going to give each of them an inspiration die.
Nice.
Thank you. And for what it's worth, I appreciate you going with my gut.
Sometimes I feel like you see things here the rest of us don't. So, you know, I had a good feeling about you. And she's gonna walk off with Caliban.
Okay. We'll start with Slex and Caliban and then do our research, if that's okay. Cool. Slex and Caliban, you guys head to find Arwa. You head outside and you realize that the council is almost certainly in session and probably will be most of the night, probably going late and then starting in early in the next morning while they figure out what to do. So from that perspective, the logical place to head would be the Trust Ward. Historically, you've been forbidden from being there, but or at least forbidden from being in parts of it. But whether that's still the case, that's a different question.
Are we being escorted in this moment?
Nope. Not at all.
Are the streets empty as we walk?
No, there's a fair bit of hubbub. It's not crowded, but there's a lot of people like going to their neighbor's house to discuss this. Right? There's a fair amount of like people just going from place to place.
Okay. Are people looking at us in any particular way?
There are definitely some whispers and stares. If you want
to, do they look malevolent?
Broad.
Or...
Yeah, if you can roll an insight check to get the broad sense of it.
23.
Not malevolent, more shock. It could go either way. Okay. It could become reverence, depending on how this goes, or malicious and vile hatred. But right now, it's more like shock and like, imagine if suddenly tomorrow, like something that seems interminable just didn't, like tomorrow capitalism in the United States just disappeared. Right? That's sort of how they feel.
And it was my fault.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Right. Not saying that's, where that goes is a different question, like emotionally long term. But right now it's just shock.
Caliban, what do you think? Do you think they're gonna like do something to me?
No. I don't think so.
What if they do? What would you do if they tried to kill me?
I don't think they'll try to kill you. I don't think they'll try to hurt you.
Okay.
Really, I believe that.
Thanks for coming with me. So Lexa's gonna pass him an inspiration die as well.
It's a D8 now?
D6.
D6. Oh yeah, because you're leveling
up in Bard. Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. So you guys approach the Trust Ward. Yeah. And the waterfalls outside the building have stopped. There's no water flowing.
Oh, shit.
There are pools of water at the base of it. And there are probably pools of water on the top, but for whatever reason, it's not flowing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So you are brought in. Do you want to speak to the whole council at once, or do you want to try and ask for one of them to be separate? What's the intention?
What does this look like?
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to enter the council chamber, then you'll find out what the council chamber looks like.
So Lexa is not going in there.
Yeah, so then there's people outside, like at a desk, basically, who look at you and they whisper, and one of them like sees you guys and stands and says, is there something I can do for you, Holy?
So Lexa looks at Caliban.
We look at each other at the same time. I'll go. Is there going to be a break in the session at any point soon?
Forgive me, Holy One, but I am uncertain. This one is uncertain because it is also unexpected.
Right.
Is something we can? Do you need to address the council?
No, not as a whole.
With someone?
That would be ideal. If there were a way to pull Arwa away for a moment, just for a moment, we would be very grateful.
I do not believe I can get Arwa. She's necessary for the proceedings, but I could get Aida.
Which one is that?
She's the leader of the faithful.
Oh,
have we met her?
I
don't think.
I don't think you have. If you have, it's been very briefly.
Yeah.
It was in one of those scenes, like a drive-by of someone saying hello.
Mm-hmm.
I guess whoever, right? Like.
No. How about? I'm sorry, I'm going through our notes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like. The only other one we know is Nujra, right?
Is Kasher in there?
Yes.
He's the man who invited us to dinner.
Right? Yes, he's in there. He's, yes, absolutely.
Would that be all right, Alexa?
Yeah, we should. Let's talk to Kasher. It's a good idea.
If we could speak with him,
of course.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, and she goes out into the chamber, and a minute and a half later returns. And Kasher is there, and he looks and he furrows his brow and sort of frowns and starts stroking his chin. Well, you've caused a mess of trouble.
Celexa pulls out the dagger and she says, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to cause trouble, but when I found out what you were going to do to us, I got scared. I think you should have this. She hands the dagger over.
Yeah, and he looks at it and says, I'm not touching that thing. Hold on. And he turns around and goes back into the chamber. And you hear like his great bellow just shout, everyone shut up! Arwa, I need you! And then Arwa just sort of comes out, and you hear her like scold him, like quietly. He's like, nah, you're gonna want it. She opens the door and she sees you. She sees the two of you, and she rolls her eyes and like walks forward. Yes?
I just wanted to give you this.
Yeah, sure. And she starts looking around. And she looks over at the desk and like opens a drawer and finds like a slate that's like a slate for taking notes, and she holds it out. Just put it on this.
Can I reach forward and touch it?
She like goes to slap your hand. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
If you succeed, you will have a choice as to whether you want to touch it or not.
Oh yeah.
If you fail, then you shall slap your hand away.
That was the wrong one.
Nice.
18.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so she like goes to slap your hand away, but it doesn't stop. Yeah, you touch the dagger, and immediately you hear voices just screaming into your head. It sounds like hundreds of them, female, male, everything in between, and or neither of the above, just screaming at you. And at first it's in like this weird language that you do not understand at all, but slowly it starts to translate in your mind. and you're able to understand a little bit of the Kava language as you hear these people whispering. It's all very quiet, though.
What are they trying to tell me to do, if anything?
Yeah, roll an intelligence saving throw.
Wow, I'm rolling really well.
Nice.
Oh,
yeah.
18.
So you can hear their voices as they come with me, speak with me. Thank you for destroying the barrier. Come with me. Come here. Ooh, now I can come to you.
I'll take my hand away.
And stops the second you take it away.
Interesting artifact you have there.
It is, yes. And she like takes the slate and starts walking away. And I need to put this back in the vault. I should check. Are you two okay? Obviously, a lot has been happening.
I look at Celexa.
I think so. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But also I'm really we couldn't trust you, Arwa. You were gonna wipe our minds.
I would argue that there are good reasons for such behavior, but what is past is past. We must work forward towards saving what we can, if we can. Bashir, I see, has put in a formal request on your assistance for a hunt. He has informed us that he wishes to gain information from other cultures. That has been denied. We cannot allow them to know how little we know. It will make things seem even weaker.
That makes sense.
Are you saying we won't be allowed to go on the hunt?
No, you can. I, in fact, would appreciate your assistance on the hunt. It is that we will not ask the Illithid Collective or anything else out there, or the GIF, to inform us as to what these things are. Already we have a formal request for a delegation from the GIF to be here in the next day or two. There will be many more such things, and we should probably reach out to the Grand Accord to see if they can have representatives. It is not for us to represent your people, but to protect them.
Let us know if we can help. It's the least we can do.
You've done enough. And she turns and starts walking away, still holding the dagger on the slate.
Bye.
Kasher says, Arwa can be tough. She was like that even when we were little kids.
Are you still planning on heading out then, after all of this?
Yes, I think my new post is even more necessary than it was before.
I can only imagine. Good luck.
Plus, I would like to not be here as more things fall from the sky.
Do you have any idea about what that is?
No, not the closest, not even a clue.
Okay.
Arwa cools off quick. Tell Selex, don't worry too much. Arwa, she cools off quick. When I would when I would steal her toys and destroy them, she would be so mad. But you know, a gift or a job well done, you know, those are the things that earn her respect. So don't worry. She's a good leader and a good sister.
Thanks, Kasher.
And he nods and turns back into the temple chambers. You see that like everyone's sort of taking a break at this point. Let's go check in with our team research. Hey, research team, how you guys doing? Okay.
Learning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's the intention here?
Personally, I would like to test the blood of our
Bashir.
Absolutely. Cool. Why don't you roll a your new tools check? Prodigy. Much?
Well, with which attribute?
Yes. I think this will be intelligence. Yes. Is that what we? Oh, nope. Sorry. This process has already been figured out. This is dexterity.
That's better for me. Okay.
Yeah. You positive test result comes back. He is infected.
Hey guys. He's infected.
Is that the first positive we've come across?
Yeah, from a live person.
Goodness.
Yep. Okay, what do we do with this information? Because we could kill him, I guess, but we might be able to learn more if we don't kill him.
What if we followed him and saw with whom he came in contact and then tested them each and every time? Contact tracing. We could go backwards too. I don't know how. A big diagram, perhaps.
We'll just ask him who he's talked to.
I think we might want to be a little more subtle than that, but yeah, along those lines. Do you think we can finish testing the rest of our hired hands also? I know we only got through part of those.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you'll keep working on that. And then is there a desire to test the weird space creature stuff as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So what are you looking for there? What's the goal?
I guess.
Either way.
Yeah. I guess looking for see if there's any material that it's made of that we would recognize. Mm-hmm. Any strange attributes that it has, like if it's moving or
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you roll a alchemist tools check? The higher you roll, the more information you get. You can spend the inspiration items if you like.
Okay. Me or any of us?
Either of the two of you. Either Thea or John or Timothy. Sorry.
Thea, would you mind doing so? I think you will get higher.
This is discovering new stuff, so it's not going to be with dexterity. It's going to be with intelligence or wisdom. Your call.
And then how do you add the inspiration?
You can just roll a d6.
Okay. I'll do this. Oh, I don't even need it.
Mm-hmm. The higher you roll, the more information you'll get no matter what.
Okay,
the cap is 40. If you get a 40, I will just tell you what the creature is, its mating habits, and send you the Wikipedia page on it.
Oh, okay. So I'll roll a d6 too. Mm-hmm. Okay.
28. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So you notice a couple of things that are weird, a couple things that are cool, a couple things that are creepy, and then after that, I will give you guys collectively, the two of you, as you work together, or the three of you, actually, all three of you are working on this. I will give you 4 additional questions that you can ask if you want to ask any more questions for clarifying details and the like. So creepy things about it, first and foremost. The water sludge stuff, or the liquid sludge stuff, in the vial, it seems to be coalescing, as if it was freezing itself. It's not cold here. It itself is not very cold, but it seems to be like coalescing into something smaller and more solid. The fleshy part that is covered in with a weird oil, the oil side of it is thick and sludgy, but when you start rubbing it and mixing it with certain things, it sort of starts to glow a little bit. In fact, when you and at first you think like, oh, maybe you're doing something with it to make it glow, but then you realize that it is somehow picking up some of the glow from a vial of Earth's blood that you have nearby. Somehow that vial of Earth's blood is activating this. And as it does, the inside, the non-oily side of the skin, the sort of inside of it, starts to excrete more of the liquid that is the liquid part of this thing. The rock, the steady rock, is very weird. It feels like it is maybe a very like hard but flaky rock in some ways, like an obsidian, and seems to like it seems to, you notice as you look at it that like there are chunks of it that like were running into each other, like rubbing against each other, as if it was like breathing in and out a little bit. Maybe the sack was like rubbing against itself and trying to maybe create more of itself or something. I don't know. It's a little bit unclear. Would you like to ask your questions?
Just kind of an out-of-game question. Like,
Yeah, of
how
course.
much do we know about other planets?
You know nothing about other planets.
Okay.
What about like, does the appearance or habits remind us of any creatures that we saw at the party?
Interesting. No, the thing it is closest to reminding you of is like a sea anemone, in some ways. Maybe a little. Maybe a little bit like a beholder, but there's nothing about this physically that feels like a beholder. So no, is the correct answer to that question.
You said that it is reaching toward Earth's blood, or
when the Earth's blood is near it, it seems to illuminate. Like the flesh almost like starts to glow, like it's picking up some of the Earth's blood's glow inside of it. And as that happens, it seems to like start to excrete some of the liquid inside. The flesh does. So it's like it's somehow the presence of Earth's blood is generating its growth process. Other questions? Any other questions?
You have 3 more questions, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have them, if you don't, then we can wait to get more answers later.
I mean, we wouldn't get anything from like asking what kind of creature it is, right?
You might. Do you want to ask what kind of creature it is?
What kind of creature is it?
Yeah. So you guys have limited experience with these sorts of things, but Timothy, you have enough biology experience to guess that this is some form of what's called an aberration. Aberrations are unusual creatures like beholders, like that tend to be sort of treated of or thought of as perversions of nature. They're not really natural things. They're sort of anti-natural things in some ways. So yes, I will tell you the creature type. It is an aberration. You are also, I will add for free, that you are correct in guessing that these are either eggs or progeny of some sort, or something that may grow into something. Yeah.
I think we got to get that thing back from what's his face.
Yeah.
Maybe like tonight.
Agreed.
I wonder if this is the same kind of thing that like you don't want in your brain.
Maybe, yeah.
You can say.
Ooh.
Can I put a drop of Earth's blood in the vial?
Sure. In which vial? In the vial with the flesh or the vial with the water?
The vial with the flesh that's secreting liquid.
Yes, you put a drop in there, and immediately liquid just starts pouring out the other side of the flesh, like a fair amount of it. And now you essentially have 2 vials of liquid with like a little tiny bit of flesh on the top of one of them. It just like secretes like it fills the vial with 1 drop.
Okay. Yeah, can we hold on to these questions, maybe?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we'll give you hold 2, and you can ask those questions about this as you see fit. And I think that is where we will end today's session. Lots of stuff happened today. Big world-changing stuff. Who knows what it all amounts to? I guess I do. Well, kind of. Only kind of. I don't really do. Yeah, I hope everyone had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. And now we've got a hunt to go on, too, among some other things. So, yeah, good stuff, people. Well, everyone, thanks for watching. It looks like we capped out at about 16 today. I'll take it. Always good to me. I like a little audience. It's always fun. And yeah, we hope that you all had fun watching. If you had fun watching, and if you didn't have fun watching, I hope you moved on to another channel and had fun watching over there, or something else through your life. As always, please do your best to take care of the poorest among us in whatever sense that means to you. The disadvantaged, the downtrodden, the hungry, the poor, really whatever that means to you. And be kind to each other and look after each other. As always, don't forget to call your cat. But unlike most of the time, today, because it is Father's Day, you should feed your dad. Bye, everyone.